Hello, good day. Welcome once again to another episode of Kwentuhan Sessions, JMBL Case Digest. For today's episode, we'll be discussing Freddie B. Lorente versus Helenar Construction and Joel R. Garin, GR number 243812, July 7, 2021. This is a labor law case. Here, the court discuss how to properly determine if an employee is a project employee and the proper procedure for dismissing an employee. Okay, for the facts of the case, on November 9, 2014, petitioner Freddie B. Lorente or Freddie filed a complaint for illegal dismissal with money claims against respondents Helenar Construction and its registered owner, Joel R. Garin, or Joel, before the labor arbiter. Allegedly, Freddie is a regular employee doing work that is necessary and desirable for respondents' construction business. Specifically, Freddie continuously performed tasks as a painter since April 2012 in respondents' various project locations, namely Binondo, Manila, Buendia, Makati, Little Baguio, Terces, San Juan, Manila, until the termination of his services in November 2014. So, si Freddy daw ay isang pintor sa construction company as he alleged ng Helenar Construction and was hired as a painter since April 2012 and um, was tasked to do different projects from different location until nga na ma-dismiss siya ng November 2014. Okay? Freddy said that on October 24, 2014, respondent's foreman, Wilman Bragais, required him to sign a labor contract for a period of 3 months with a clause stating that his employment would be renewable depending on the evaluation of the site engineer and foreman. Yet, Freddie refused to sign the contract because it would be violative of his security of tenure. Okay? So, yun. Dito nagkaroon ng contention kasi on October 2014 nga, pinapasign si Freddie saying that he is on a contract which is renewable every 3 months lang. Freddie knowing his rights that meron siyang rights for security of tenure, allegedly na kasi nga ang pagkakaalam niya is he is a regular employee of Helenar Construction. Bakit bigla siyang pinapa-sign ng 3 months contract? Okay? And subject to the approval pa yung contract ng site foreman at engineer. Okay? So, mawawalan siya ng trabaho kung isa-sign niya. So, hindi niya, kung mawawalan siya ng trabaho every 3 months kung hindi marirenew yung contract niya. Kaya, sabi niya, hindi pwede yun. Okay? Kaya on November 7, 2014, Respondents Project in Charge Engineer Camille Platao barred Freddie from entering the construction site. So sinasabi ni Freddie dahil hindi nga daw niya pinirmahan yung pinapapirmahan sa kanyang 3 months contract, hindi na siya pinapasok or hindi na siya pinayagang pumasok kahit gusto niyang pumasok. Okay? On the other hand, respondents Helenar Construction countered that Freddie is not their regular employee. Rather, it was their subcontractor, William, who recruited Freddie as a painter for the project. Moreover, it is a practice in the construction industry that subcontractors are hired for the flooring, ceiling, painting, electrical, and other related services. So, sinasabi din ng Helenar Construction na hindi naman nila empleyado, okay, si Freddie, okay? Ang may empleyado, ang employer ni Freddie ay si William, who is a subcontractor only of Helenar Construction. And it is, gustong sabihin ng Helenar Construction dito, um, they want to take judicial notice or parang gusto nila sabihin sa court, di ba alam nyo na may ganitong practice sa construction industry na wherein yung mga engineers and architects, madalas magtotropahan yan. They would establish a firm, design and build firm. Okay, sila engineer tsaka si architect. Okay, magsasama-sama sila and then they will take on clients. Okay, then wala sila talagang mga trabahador. Okay, this is to save on cost of the payroll, di ba? Kasi syempre, hindi naman lagi na merong project or hindi agad-agad magkakaroon ng project. So kapag kukuha ka agad ng tao, okay, ng mga trabahador, baka mamaya mamulubi ka kakabayad ng payroll. So ang practice is kukuha ka na lang ng subcon, okay? Yung taong may hawak ng tao, okay? Kung sila na ng bahalang humatak ng mga trabahador. Okay? And then kapag may project, sasabihan nila sa subcon, si subcon, sasabihan yung mga trabahador, o may project tayo dito sa Binondo, o meron dito sa Makati, ganun. That is for the design and build firm or the construction company to save on cost kasi hindi sila kailangang bayaran, okay, on a monthly or on a regular basis. Okay? So yun yung depensa ng Helenar construction. Okay? Respondents likewise claim that Freddie refused to sign the labor contract that they prepared and unjustifiably Freddie stopped reporting for work. So binabaliktad nila si Freddie dito. So sinasabi nila si Freddie yung ayaw pumasok. Okay? Hindi siya hindi siya sa hindi pinayaga pumasok. Si Freddie yung ayaw pumasok. Okay? So on July 6, 2015, the LA held that Freddie is an employee of the respondent Helenar Construction and was illegally dismissed from service. It is ruled that Freddie was a regular employee and not a project employee, and noted it was respondents who prepared the labor contract and not William. So, sinasabi na hindi siya per project lang, okay? At lalong-lalo na hindi siya employee ni William, kundi employee siya ni Helenar Construction. Of course, on appeal, Helenar appealed this decision by the labor arbiter in the NLRC. The NLRC reversed the LA's finding and declared that no employment relationship existed between Freddie and respondent. So, ni-reverse, sinabi na ni-reverse yung decision, sinabi ni NLRC na hindi employee ni Helenar si Freddy. Okay? Using the fourfold test, the NLRC ruled that William is the true employer of Freddy. So, doon naman sila sa side ng sa contention ni Helenar, again saying that Freddy is not an employee of Helenar but an employee of William as the subcontractor. The CA affirmed, okay, on appeal ni Freddy, the CA affirmed the NLRC's judgment. Hence, Freddy went up to the Supreme Court with this position, okay, petition, okay? So the issues in this case, whether an employment contract is necessary to determine whether an employee is a regular employee, okay? So, as observe, walang dito sa facts of the case, walang sinabi na meron nga bang kontrata si Helenar with Freddie. Okay? The only time that a contract was mentioned with Freddie is between William. Okay? So, Freddie is saying that kahit walang kontrata, ako ay empleyado ni Helenar Construction. So, that's why the issue in number 1 is whether or not an employment contract is necessary. Okay? Kasi madalas ito rin yung mga depensa ng common or misunderstood or misinterpreted ng mga small enterprises na kapag walang kontrata, hindi kita empleyado, which will be clarified later by Justice Mario V. Lopez. Okay? Number 2, whether or not Freddie was a project employee of Helenar Construction. Okay? So, provided that Freddie is an employee of Helenar, Helenar is saying that he is a project employee only. So whether or not Helenar aptly prove that Freddy is a project employee. Yun yung second issue. And number three, whether or not Freddy was validly dismissed. Okay? So Justice Mario V. Lopez ruling for the issue number one, he said that no unemployment contract is not necessary to determine whether an employee is a regular employee. Okay? So, he clarified, okay, actually marami naman ang jurisprudence na nagsasabi nito, but he clarified in this case that an employment contract is not necessary to determine if an employee is a regular employee. Justice Mario V. Lopez said that we stress that what determines regular employment is not the employment contract, written or otherwise. Okay? So, siyempre, a contract may be in written or verbal form, di ba? Or other forms as well. But the nature of the job. The applicable test is the reasonable connection between the particular activity performed by the employee in relation to the usual business of the employer. Apropos is Article 280 of the Labor Code. Clearly, the standard supplied by the law itself is whether the work undertaken is necessary or desirable in the usual business or trade of the employer. This can be assessed by looking into the nature of the services rendered and its relation to the general scheme under which the business is pursued in the usual course. So again, JMVL stressing that it is not the employment contract that governs, but it is it what should be determined is whether the work being done by the employee is reasonably connected to the nature of business of the entity. Kung kinakailangan ba talaga siya, di ba? Being a construction business, okay? Kailangan ba niya talaga, okay? Yung services ni Freddy, okay, as a painter. Okay? Here, Justice Mario V. Lopez applying now the facts to the legal basis. Freddy as a painter is tasked with preparing, sanding, and painting various construction work. Inarguably, the nature of Freddy's job required him to perform activities which were deemed necessary in the usual business of respondent. Freddy's nature of work, as usually necessary and desirable, disqualifies it outrightly as a specific undertaking. So, sinasabi dito ni Justice Mario V. Lopez, kailangan mo yung serbisyo ni Freddy, okay? And given na lagi mo siyang kinukuha, okay, kailangan mo siya. His services is directly related to your business and it is necessary for you to get his service as your employee for you to conduct your business. So his service being painting the projects, okay? Yung pagpinta, hindi yung painting na artwork, yung pagpinta, pintura, okay? So kailangan mo yun. Okay? So there is nothing naman na magsasabi na outsource mo lang siya. Okay, wala kayong kontratang ganun, di ba? So, it is presumed that the person being employed or working for you is an employee. Okay? Given na wala namang kontrata. Okay? And hindi naman necessary ang kontrata. At dahil hindi necessary ang kontrata at wala kang binigay na kontrata, we will presume dahil kailangan mo yung services niya, employee mo siya. Okay? The presumption applies in this case. Okay? Na yung isang tao na kailangan mo yung services at kailangan mo sa business mo. Okay? Dahil wala kayong contract na outsource siya, okay? Masasabi na siya ay tunay na employee mo. So, dapat kapag kunyari, if you're into outsourcing people, it should be clear, okay, to the person or the one you being hired or the one working for you na sabihin mo sa kanya na outsource ka, that you are working for somebody else and not for this company. We are getting a third party, di ba? Under ka dun sa third party. In this case, hindi naging clear and therefore the presumption will apply given the applicable test that is reasonable connection between the particular activity performed by the employee in relation to the usual business of the entity or employer. Okay, so that's ruling number one. For the second ruling, whether or not Freddie was a project employee of Helenar Construction, Justice Mario V. Lopez ruled that Freddie was not a project employee of Helenar Construction. Okay, Justice Mario V. Lopez said that it bears emphasis that the services of a project employee may be terminated upon the end or completion of a project or phase thereof for which he was hired. So, ginagawa nilang depensa yun kasi sinasabi nila na kapag project employee ka, pag tapos na yung project mo, dahil nga project employee ka, ano, tegi na. Okay, tapos na. Tegi na yung kontrata mo. Hindi naman ikaw, yung kontrata mo lang. Okay? However, there is a test. Okay? There is a condition for you to apply or for you to determine first if such employee is a project employee. Kung tama ba na pag ang sabihin na project employee yung tao. Okay? Or for you to invoke that such employee is a project employee and that can and his services can be terminated upon end of the project. So ano yun? The principal test said by Justice Mario V. Lopez in determining project-based employment is whether he was assigned to carry out a specific project or undertaking. That's number one. Number two, the duration and scope which was specified. And at the time of the hiring, it was made known to him that his engagement is for project only. Okay? It's a project base. Okay? Again, the principal test in determining project-based employment is whether he was assigned to carry out a specific project or undertaking, the duration and scope which was specified at and made known to him or her the employee at the time of his engagement. Sabihin, bago pa lang siya mag-umpisang magtrabaho, bago siya mag-day one sa kanyang work, dapat dun pa lang sa job offer or kahit sa interview, sinasabi mo na you made known to the employee that this is a project-based employment. Okay? So, sasabihin mo na agad. Ni-interview mo pa lang yung tao, sabihin mo na na project employee ka lang dito. Okay? Hindi na project employee ka dito. Okay? Na kapag natapos yung project, okay, which is for a specified duration or for a specified task, pag natapos mo yun, maaaring tapos na rin yung kontrata natin. Okay? Tapos na yung kontrata ng employee at saka ng employer. Okay? Justice Mario V. Lopez emphasized, it is crucial that the worker was informed of his status as a project employee at the time of hiring and that the period of his employment must be knowingly and voluntarily agreed upon by the parties without any force, duress, or improper pressure vitiating consent. Okay, so yun nga dapat at the time of hiring interview pa lang sinasabi mo na yung position is for project employment. Kasi syempre, kapag in-interview mo siya at sinabi mo na, oh, okay, okay naman yung ano mo, yung resume mo, okay naman yung interview nating dalawa, okay? Pero ito, for project employment. So, syempre, si, si candidate, ang sasabihin niya, whether he'll accept or not. Baka sabihin ng candidate kasi once it is made to him or her na, ay, ano I was looking for a permanent position po kasi. So, nandun yung agreement ng isa't isa. Okay? You made known to the candidate and the candidate will syempre accept or either reject the offer upon knowing na pang project lang yung employment niya. Okay? And dapat walang sapilitan. Okay? Due force, duress, without any force, duress, or improper pressure vitiating consent. Okay? So again, yung timeline dapat sinabi mo na project employee siya at the time of hiring. Okay? At the time of hiring. Okay? much better kapag at the interview pa lang nasasabi mo na para wala nang hindi na nasasayang yung oras. Okay? Again, Justice Mario V. Lopez applying the facts to the legal basis. In this case, there is no substantial evidence that Freddie was adequately informed of his status as a project employee, at least at the time of his engagement. As you may recall, Freddie was hired April 2012, and at that time there was no contract. Moreover, it was not made known to him that he is a project employee. Also, yun nga, also Freddie was not fully apprised of the duration and scope of the project. At most, the CA and the NLRC heavily relied on the provision of the unsigned labor contract to characterize Freddie as a project employee. So, pinagdiinan dito ni Justice Mario V. Lopez na ang basis ng CA at NRC yung contract na hindi naman pinirmahan. Okay? So, sabihin, there was no agreement in the first place that Freddie will be treated as a project or Freddie accepted to be treated as a project employee, being that the contract is unsigned. However, respondents did not offer any plausible reason why their supposed contractor will require Freddie to sign the contract only on October 24, 2014, or way beyond the date Freddie started reporting for work again on April 2012. Worse, Freddie has no employment contracts for his past projects in 2012. Evidently, the labor contract was an afterthought designed to deny Freddie the benefits of a regular employee, particularly his security of tenure. So, sinasabi dito na nabisto na namin yan, sabi ni Justice Mario V. Lopez. Yung sinasabi niyong kontrata na sinasabi niyo na si William ang subcontractor na ngayon nyo lang pinagawa. Okay? Kung bakit hindi pa dati pinagawa. Okay? Ibig sabihin, okay, bistado na kayo na ginawa niyo lang to para tanggalin or bawasan yung benefits na dapat para kay Freddy as a regular employee. Okay? On this point, the court reiterates that a worker shall be presumed a regular employee absent clear agreement showing that he was properly informed of the nature of his employment. Ayun na nga, 'di ba? Again, as we said earlier, pag walang employment contract, okay, and then there was no way to inform that employee whether what is his status, proby ba, apprentice, ganun, training, ganun. So it will be presumed na regular employee ka, absent clear agreement. Okay? Mas lalo kapag project employee kasi ang requirement nga is dapat nai-inform mo agad at the time of hiring yung employee na project employee siya. Okay? Thus, the LA correctly held that Freddie is a regular employee of the respondents. Okay? We now go on to number 3, wherein the issue is given that Freddie is now ruled to be a regular employee of Helinar Construction. The issue now is whether Freddie was validly dismissed. So Justice Mario V. Lopez ruled that no, Freddie was not validly dismissed. As a regular employee, the dismissal must be for a just or authorized cause provided in the labor code, and the employee must be accorded due process. Okay, due process, basic of which is the opportunity to be heard and defend himself. Okay, and the first requirement, respondents failed to prove a valid cause for dismissing Freddie. Okay, there is no proof that Freddie unjustifiably stopped reporting for work. What is exempt from the facts is that Freddie refused to sign the belated labor contract that respondents prepared. This irked respondents, their foreman, and engineer. Thereafter, Freddie was barred from the construction site. So, Unang-una daw, um, well, again, just Mario V. Lopez reminding us of the requisites for a valid dismissal of an employee, okay? Initiated by the company or the employer. Number one, it must be just or authorized cause. Number two, there must be due process, okay? For number one, it did not apply. There was no authorized or just cause. Kasi di ba may ano lang yun, may specific enumerated instances, okay, for just and authorized causes, okay? And nothing in the facts na papasok doon sa mga causes na yun. Ang nakita ni Justice Mario V. Lopez dito and the other justices is napikon, okay? Napikon tong si Helinar Construction kasi ayaw sumunod ni Freddy. Okay? These irk respondents, okay? O ayaw mo sumunod ayaw mo pumirma, o tegi ka na, okay? Wala ka ng trabaho. Okay? He was barred from the construction site. So, there was no valid cause. Hence, dun pa lang hindi na siya validly dismissed. But the court also, through Justice Mario V. Lopez, discussed on the second requirement for valid dismissal. And he said, similarly, the dismissal was attended with procedural infirmity. There was no administrative investigation conducted or prior notices served upon Freddie. In termination dispute, it is settled that the burden of proof is always on the employer to prove that the dismissal was for a valid cause. Failure to do so would necessarily mean that the dismissal is not justified. Likewise, evidence must be clear, convincing, and free from any inference that the prerogative to dismiss an employee was abused and unjustly used by the employer to further any vindicative end. Okay, vindicative end. So, yun nga, walang investigation, walang administrative due process na naganap, walang investigasyon, dali-dali na lang siyang terminate or hindi nga siya sinabihan na terminated na siya eh. Hindi na siya pinapasok, okay? Hindi na siya, binan na siya sa construction site, okay? So, there was no evidence to prove na his dismissal was justified. Okay? Kaya daw nila ginagawa yun, yung may due process involved para makita na hindi for vindication. Okay? Hindi dahil na nainis lang or ayaw ka ng employer mo. May mga ganun eh. May mga employee na hindi sila jive ng employer niya. So, ito si employer gagawa ng paraan para tanggalin siya, pero hindi pwede. Okay? Kasi nga, meron tayong requirements for valid dismissal. Okay? So, again, this is Freddy B. Lorente versus Helenar Construction, wherein Justice Mario V. Lopez said that number one, that an employment contract is not necessary. Again, not necessary for an employee to be considered as a regular employee. Okay, the test again is the reasonableness of the activity performed by the employee in relation to the usual business of the employer. Okay, it must be necessary and desirable, okay, to the usual business or trade of the employer. Okay, number two, the Justice Mario V. Lopez clarified that there are conditions. Hindi basta-basta pwedeng sabihin mo na ay yung employee na yan ay project employee lang kasi he is working on a project. There must be conditions that must be met by the employer to properly invoke that such employee is a project employee. Okay. Again, those conditions are number one is whether he was assigned to carry out a specific project or undertaking. Number two, that the duration and the scope was specified. And number three, that it was made known to the employee that his employment or engagement is for project only. Okay? Yung number three, of course, yung uh, pinaka-importante doon that uh, it must be made known to him or her or the employee. Okay? Na project employee. Okay? This is engagement for project only. Okay? Pag hindi mo na-comply yun, hindi siya project employee and therefore treated as a regular employee and therefore hindi mo siya pwedeng basta-basta i-dismiss pagkatapos ng kanyang project. Okay? So, yun. So, you will be, of course, uh, you'll be charged for illegal dismissal. Okay? And number three, Justice Mario V. Lopez again gave or reminded us, okay, the requisites for valid dismissal, okay, and that is there must be for a just or authorized cause as per the labor code, and there must be due process accorded to the person to be terminated. Okay, so hindi basta-basta pwedeng okay, itegi ang kontrata ng empleyadong ayaw mo. Okay? So, otherwise, you'll be charged with illegal dismissal, okay, subject to um, uh, back pays and of course, other damages as well. Okay? So, yun. Uh, this has been Freddy Lorente versus Helenar Construction. I hope this allowed you to understand this case and this would be helpful for your bar journey, for our bar journey kasi magkikita tayo sa September. And then, keep on subscribing as promised. Every 50 subscribers na madagdag. Okay, so naka 150 na tayo ngayon. Pag nadagdagan ng 200, edi magdadagdag ulit tayo ng dalawa pang episode. So, if this has been helpful to you and you think that it will be helpful to your classmates, batchmates, or friends, di ba? Please do share this channel and this video and other videos. Marami po tayo. This is the 12. So, merong 10 pa. Okay, may 11 pala. May 11 pang nandyan na pwede nyong panoorin or actually pakinggan. Okay? While driving or while doing something else. Okay? So, actually, na-request talaga to na para makatulong sa kanila. Okay? So, keep on sharing, following, and subscribing to this channel. Maraming maraming salamat po and see you soon in another episode of Kwentuhan Session. Maraming salamat po.